Hi everybody, Brian from Steeda.com, here today to show you our Bumpsteer kit for the Ford Mustang Shelby GT350. So, we get asked this question pretty frequently. What is Bumpsteer? And Bumpsteer in its simplest form is, as you're going down the road and you hit a bump or an undulation in the road and the front suspension travels, in particular one side or the other, the spindle starts to turn a little bit despite you not giving any steering input. That is Bumpsteer. The car tries to pull one way or pull the other way dependent on the bump and the suspension. Now this happens really for a couple of reasons, but the easiest way to explain this is you have your lower control arm that travels on one arc and your outer tie rod to the steering rack which travels on a different arc. From the factory, the engineers try to design this to be pretty close to equal with the car at its normal ride height. But these engineers aren't pushing the car the way you and I are. Let's dig into this a little bit deeper. As noted a moment ago, the engineers found a sweet spot when they were designing the car originally. This is the relationship again between your outer tie rod on the steering rack as well as the lower control arm and the arc at which they travel on. Now, even if your car is stock, we know that you're out there putting it through its paces, whether it be at an autocross event or a track day. And Bumpsteer comes into play even when the car is completely stock, because you're compressing one corner of the suspension. And as that suspension compresses, the tire is going to want to toe out. And this is going to cause you to need to put more steering input in because the car is fighting you. So you can use these Bumpsteer kits to ultimately adjust it for the use that you're using, whether the car is stock or modified. Now, speaking of modified, we know a lot of you have lowered your cars or gone to a stiffer spring rate. And realistically, any change you make to the factory suspension is going to change the geometry or the relationship in particular between the steering rod end and the control arm and change the axis points. You need to bring these back so that ultimately the wheel and the outer tie rod are traveling on the same arc, and this is what's going to prevent bump steer. We build our Bumpsteer kits with a heat-treated, hardened 4140 chromoly steel studs. The studs are also tapered so that no modifications are required to the car during installation. We also utilize billet aluminum collars that are anodized for corrosion protection. To go another step, we use heavy-duty Teflon-lined rod ends to ensure smooth operation and durability. We proudly manufacture these in the USA at our Georgia manufacturing facility because speed matters. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. If you enjoyed the content of this video, be sure to hit like and share it with other enthusiasts. Even better, click this little thing down here so you get email notifications of upcoming videos. If you'd like to learn more about this Bumpsteer kit and many of the other great products we offer, be sure to visit us at Steeda.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and most importantly, have a great day.